On the day that we celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., one person who is the antithesis to everything Dr. King stood for was the man you see on the left, and Mark Robinson. Now, for those of you who may not be aware of who this super coon extraordinaire is, this man is the lieutenant governor of North Carolina, and he is vying to become governor of North Carolina in the 2024 election. Now, of course, he's running around here stomping for Trump because he needs his heaping helping of butter biscuits. Now, what put this bastard on the map, right, is what he said last year about reparations. Now, in case you need a trip down memory lane in the DeLorean, we're going to play that clip right now. DJ, spin that shit.
Some people that were talking about reparations in this country. They wanted reparations. And I remember I made this particular liberal so angry at me because I told them right to their face, nobody owes you anything for slavery. If you want to tell the truth about it, it is you who owes. It's you who owes. Why do you owe? Because somebody in those fields took stripes for you. Somebody after those fields were ended and slavery was ended, somebody had to walk through Jim Crow for you. Somebody fought wars and died for you. Somebody lived less than because they didn't have what you have, and they did it for you. There are people in their graves right now, and they are there because they were willing to stand up and fight for you. Those folks on the Edmund Pettus Bridge carrying American flags, take that, Colin Kaepernick, living in a society that he could scarcely acknowledge, something that he has never known, living with a bigotry that none of us can imagine. Carried American flags on that bridge. And when they were hit upside the head with nightsticks and shot with water hoses and knocked to the ground, they got up and picked those flags up and kept marching. And they did it for you. Nobody owes you anything. If anybody owes, it's you. Because you've been the benefactor of freedom. You are the one that owes.
Shout out to my man CB Sports TV in the building. Salute to you, homie. Good to see you. Now, see, that right there was next level Kiwi polish licking from this buck dancing sellout known as Mark Robinson. That diatribe he went on last year really put him on the map. And those racists who like slurping up that slop that being served to them by people on the far right was giddy about that diatribe he went on. I mean, you hear these motherfuckers talking, they'll sit up here and tell you all day that they don't feel that they should pay reparations and all that. I don't care what you think, you white supremacists. Y'all gonna fucking pay whether you like it or not. It's no different than if you move into a house. If you want a specific house, you have to pay the debts that come along with that house. It's no different for reparations. So fuck you. If you don't support reparations, fuck you and fuck everything you stand for and represent. Because we gonna get our check. Now, back to this super cool and extraordinaire right here. Right? Because this guy has been going over the top in his buck dancing and showing how much contempt and disrespect and disdain he had for his own kind, despite the fact that we share the same skin color. Now, I came across this article, right? And I'm going to read this article out to you, right? Because this man has gone out his way to drop his dookie stain infested underwear and do a number 2 all over the legacy of Dr. King. So the article is coming from Huffington Post. It says this. Oh, before I get to that, I want to play another clip because this man taught shit about people who worked in public schools. And you know, people who work in public schools are predominantly black. This is what he had to say about people who work in the public school. And by the way, fair use, you fat big titty fuck.
And I'm going to tell you what, we're going to work like heck in Raleigh to make sure these schools get straightened out. But until they do, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. If they won't do right, you need to come out from among them. Make your own school. Make it at the church house. Make it at your house. Make it at the clubhouse. Make it at the VFW. Do it wherever you can. Do not turn your children over to these wicked people. Do not.
Now, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by wicked people? Do not turn your children over these wicked people. You sitting up here telling these racist motherfuckers out here that shit. Now, mind you, the racism starts in the home, right? Because the parents teach these children how to be racist, right? And then they take their ass to the school and they be the primary antithesis to what's going on. So what about the white women that be at these schools and they're getting involved in all kinds of sex scandals because somebody's trying to grab a 16-year-old boy and lead them to the promised land, right? Yo, you don't want to talk about that, innit? You was a shameful disgrace of a human being. Anyway, let's get right to it. Martin Luther King was just a ersatz pastor. Now, for those of you who may not be aware what the word ersatz mean, that means he basically tried to call him an imitation, a faker, a fraud, a phony, okay? And a communist. And the 1960s civil rights movement was crap, according to a series of Facebook posts by Mark Robinson, the leading Republican candidate to be North Carolina's next governor. Robinson, who is currently the state's lieutenant governor, regularly criticized King and the civil rights movement for years on his Facebook account, specifically on MLK Day. The black politician also downplayed slavery, rejected the idea that he's part of the African American community, and attacked the late Congressman John Lewis. Now, Huffington Post, I see that you try to say he's a civil rights icon. He ain't no damn icon, okay? He ain't no damn icon. When you get your ass beat on the Edmund Pettus Bridge and all that, and them white supremacists dribbling your head on the pavement like it's a goddamn basketball, there's nothing iconic about that. Saying that I want some good trouble. I want some good trouble. Give me some good trouble. That's nothing iconic about that. Okay? So I need you to do better than that. Tell the goddamn truth. He ain't no damn icon. He might be an icon to y'all, but for him, and as far as he goes in the black community, he ain't nothing but a goddamn self-serving professional bullshit artist, just like this motherfucker right here. Now I get it that you black coons on the right, the Vernon Joneses of the world, the Mark Robinsons of the world, why y'all trying to dress like this man? Huh? Why y'all out here trying to dress like Donald Trump? I need y'all to explain that to me. What is the purpose of dressing like Donald Trump? Are you that desperate to get in his good graces? Are you going to go over the top in your bootlicking and your shameless cooning just for his acceptance? Anyway, these posts were surfacing at a time when Robinson, who's on track to be on GOP nominee for governor in November, has been trying to soften his rhetoric and celebrate King and the civil rights movement. Yeah, pretty interesting you trying to do this now. What change? Oh, because people about to jump on your ass like a trampoline, but what you saying? Huh? Are you that shameless? Are you that spineless? Are you not going to stand on what you said all these years? Last month, when Trump and Mark Robinson was at a Mar-a-Lago rally, Trump hailed Robinson as, quote unquote, better than Dr. Martin Luther King at a campaign event. And Robinson responded by saying that he, quote unquote, took it as a compliment. And knowing that what he knows about him and the history thereof, those are big shoes to fill. Well, you know what? When you sitting at a goddamn buffet, you have a big stomach to fill. So teach his own, you damn lying ass sellout. The social media posts tell a different story. In January 2018, Robinson mocked people who celebrate King, who said he was just a subpar pastor. He didn't mention King by name, but he was clearly talking about the civil rights leader in his series of messages posted on MLK Day that year. It is at once funny and sad that so many people will follow the lead of a bunch of atheists and worship an earthside pastor as a deity. Who do you think Trump is, damn it? Huh? Mark Robinson. When you sitting up here trying to show all your teeth and trying to suck in your gut, trying to please this man, what do you think he is? He also used MLK Day to dismiss the idea that racism is real. Oh, I wonder where I heard that from. Ben Carson? Because Ben Carson been running around here parading around that goddamn talking point. You had Tim Scott, the other buck dancing beaver, who's the state senator of South Carolina, running around here talking about America is not a racist country. And all trying to keep up that sham by parading around a white girlfriend, and we hadn't seen her since he dropped out the election. These posts came exactly 1 year after Robinson wrote that he planned to work on MLK Day, a federal holiday, to show that he wasn't a leech on society and allowing the government to cut him a break. He said that he will do his service to the community by going to work to continue to support himself and his family, and he's not a leech. So, which pretty much coincides with him being against reparations. Because remember, he told us it was us who owe reparations because people took whips and chains and people died for us to be in this so-called free country. But this guy want to work on MLK Day because he's not a leech. That coincides with the talking point of, I don't need no damn handout. I want to work and earn my living, an honest living. I don't need no handout. I don't want no handout. If the government gonna give me money, I ain't gonna take it. That's the kind of shit, and that's the kind of verbal diarrhea of the mouth he puts out here in the atmosphere. Meanwhile, you got these white supremacists who take billions of dollars in government aid and government handouts. The PPP loans, the Marjorie Taylor Greene, all them politics you out there want to call yourself lick the kiwi polish off their shoe for, guess what? They out there taking PPP loans. The man that you suck the proverbial and literal cock of take loans himself and don't pay it back. So what the fuck you talking about, Mark Robinson? You sound like a goddamn buffoon. But hey, as long as you get to cut that jig and they cut them checks, it's all good in the neighborhood, right? Fuck out of here, bitch. He also wrote on Martin Luther King Day in 2017 that he don't like communists no matter what color they are. The North Carolina Republican leader admitted in the 2022 book, We Are the Majority, that he had been called King a communist. What's up, Carla? December 2007, when he joined Facebook, he wrote on pages 156 to 157 every political thought that he had in his head. What's up, Ted? He put up there too, and including his posting photos of Martin Luther King and calling him a communist. Officials with Robinson's campaign and in his first official government office did not respond to requests for comment. Robinson hasn't limited his Facebook criticism of King on MLK Day. That same day in 2017, he attacked John Lewis, who nearly lost his life fighting for voting rights out there at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. March 7, 1965, we known that as Bloody Sunday. Alabama police officers gassed and brutally beat Lewis and hundreds of others who were peacefully protesting on that infamous day in Selma. So this is what he said about the late John Lewis. Hey, John Lewis, just because you got beat up by some Democrats in 1965 don't mean you can't get criticized by some Republicans in 2017. That same day, Robinson posted that actual real-life slavery isn't as bad as the slavery of the mind, which is Satan's greatest tool. No, you're the greatest tool of the Republicans. And as soon as some scandal come up, because there's some scandals out about you, Mark Robinson, the clock will be ticking of when your tool ass will get broken. He's going to talk about slavery in the mind is far worse than physical slavery. Where'd you get that from? Did you get that from Nikki Haley? Huh? Are you one of Nikki Haley's, 4 black friends in the Republican Party? Huh? Where'd you get that bullshit from? Slavery of the mind cannot be seen, cannot be made illegal, and is always has been the greatest tool of Satan used against man and men against each other. The day before, Robinson also posted that he didn't care what Lewis did in the 60s because the problem was Lewis doing in that year in 2017. In fact, Lewis was calling out Trump for not being legitimate president, citing Russia's interference in the 2016 election. But wait, there's more. In May of 2017, Robinson posted on Facebook that the 1960 civil rights movement was crap and a communist effort. Look, we all know why he's doing this. He's trying to secure campaign donations from these racists out here because he didn't run for lieutenant governor until 2019. So he was doing all this when he was a private citizen and he was a veteran. Look, I'm a veteran too, right? And I do not share the same views as this fat fuck right here. I don't share the same views as this token house Negro. Clearly, he's doing it for an audience of one. And these racists out here who likes to be fed their proverbial red meat will sit up there and sing his praises and say, see, Mark Roberts is a free thinker in that. Mark Roberts is not like these other black people out here. He gets it. He understands it. He's a smart, free black man. And we love little token niggers. I mean, we love little token Negroes like Mark Robinson because he know how to toe the line. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing they like listen to. As long as he's able to sing their little bells and whistles and all that, they'll keep on giving him cash. They'll keep on singing his praises and all that. But Mark Robinson feels to understand that they will never accept him. All the buck dancing, all the spit shoe shining, all the corn shucking, all the over-the-top anti-black talking points that he'll go on and on and on and on till the break of dawn. They will never accept you, Mark Robinson. Why the fuck can't you seem to understand that? Do you think that you're not above reproach? Do you think that you can skirt the system? Do you think you're that type of guy that, well, maybe they won't see me the same way as they see these other black individuals out here. Maybe I'm the exception to the rule. No, you fat, disgusting pig. You are not the exception to the rule. You're just going to be another statistic, dumbass. Oh, Lord have mercy. Please forgive me for the words that come out my mouth, Heavenly Father. Now, that same month, he wrote that he don't consider himself part of the African American community because this community murders its children and sucks from the putrid tit of the government and then complains about getting sour milk. If this ain't the... Lord have mercy. You no neck, no class, no shame, fucking coon ass nigger, and I do mean that with the heart. You, Lord, that I would drop kick your trifling ass on sight. I would. I don't give a fuck if you pro Second Amendment. I don't give a fuck you an Army vet. I'm retired Navy. Navy beats Army all the time and everything. Navy beats Army in almost everything because we smarter, more sophisticated, and what? If you in the Army you don't like it, that's just too goddamn bad. The fact that you and I have the same skin color really gets under my skin. It really disgusts me that a buck dancing coon ass nigga like you is running around here out here in today's society. Mm-mm-mm. I do mean that. I mean that with every fiber of my being. You is the coon to the 10th power. And the fact of the matter is your shameless bootlicking won't stop. Your shameless bootlicking won't stop. You will continue this verbal diarrhea of the mouth until you get what you want. You want the governorship in it. You try to ride that coon train up to the governorship in it. You trying to take that bullet train over there with that coon that you doing. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, boy. Going back further on Facebook, Robinson wrote in 2015 that the civil rights movement was never about giving rights to people, but was about setting the stage to take people's rights away. What in the hell are you talking about? What in the hell are you talking about, dude? The year before that, he wrote that racial integration was never about freedom, but about destroying black people and the bondage of their minds. Robinson is already known for wildly offensive comments about women, LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ, and Muslims, in addition to fueling bonkers conspiracy theories. The reason he's still the Republican frontrunner for governor because he models himself after Trump, a strategy that some North Carolina political analysts predict will fail him in the general election in the swing state. His GOP challengers include Representative Mark Walker, State Treasurer Dale Folwell, and trial lawyer Bill Graham, a relative newcomer to the race who has vowed to spend millions of dollars of his own money. I wonder if he related to Billy Graham in any shape, form, or fashion. You know, Billy Graham, was a televangelist, preached all over the world, and he has his own library down in Charlotte. So I wonder if this Bill Graham character have any ties to the late Billy Graham in his family. But that's for another video for another day. John Stein, the state's attorney general, is the leading Democratic candidate. The current governor, Roy Cooper, cannot run because he's at his term limit. This is why this stupid ass, coon ass motherfucker is in our midst. Because as long as he's willing to act like Caesar of Planet of the Apes, then this goddamn shit show is going to continue. This goddamn shit show is going to continue. But when you go over the top to coon and shuck and jive and be a proverbial, a literal buck dancer, hey, you can't stop it there. You got to make it go even more viral. You got to say some of the most outlandish, over the top bullshit you can muster up just to keep them cash coming in, innit? Just to keep that goddamn cash coming in, I got to say something outlandish. I got to say something outrageous. I got to say something out of this world. Just so I can take my ass to a Golden Corral and buy out the whole motherfucking bar for myself. Anyway, that's my personal thoughts on the matter. Mark Robinson, you are a disgusting, fat, coon-ass motherfucking go sell up the mountain type individual. And your name always got stained around these parts. Now, if you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. hit the like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the mighty Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Ho!